particular Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
I'm not gonna stop. The same way he not gonna stop, I'm not gonna stop. We both come from a family called Violator family, so we ain't got no problem violating.
50 Cent just lit the whole industry on fire, and he didn't come empty-handed. He dropped a video that's got faces, names, and straight-up receipts. In the footage, you can clearly see Diddy, his supposed trans ex, and Busta Rhymes smack dab in the middle of it all like he's running the whole circus. This isn't just about Diddy's secret parties anymore. Busta's being called out as a host. And get this, insiders are claiming Busta wasn't just organizing these wild events. He was allegedly sharing his young fanboys with Diddy on the low. But wait, it gets even crazier. Toni Newman, a former transgender escort, is speaking out and she's naming names. And it's not just Puff. She's pointing fingers at Mr. C, throwing LL Cool J's name in the mix. And the story she's spinning sounds like some underground freak-off network. Backdoor deals, hush-hush alliances, and major cover-ups from the top of the game. Of course, 50 Cent wasn't about to stay quiet. He's turning the heat up to maximum, leaking clips, showing proof, and exposing the nasty secrets these celebs thought were buried for good. And now he's teasing that even more dirt's gonna drop in his Did He Do It? Documentary, testimonies, confessions, behind-the-scenes footage. It's all about to explode, and Busta's out here looking real uneasy in the background. Let's break down the madness. The video 50 just leaked is allegedly from one of those now notorious freak-off parties. And in it, we got Diddy, the alleged trans ex, and Busta Rhymes, all caught at the same spot. But this wasn't just some harmless after-hours kickback. Nah, it had serious weird vibes. Word is, this was more of a performance than a party, and according to folks close to the situation, this is just a small piece of what 50's been quietly collecting. Now, all those jokes 50's been making about Diddy's after parties start to hit way different. For years, he's been dropping hints, clowning those fruity vibes, roasting the weird invites, throwing side-eye at Diddy's friendships in the industry. Nobody really connected the dots until now. And Busta, oh, he didn't get a pass either. 50's been trolling him for a while too. From mocking the tight leather fits to the look at my muscles posts, even dragging that touch it, bring it energy. People used to think it was all just playful shade, but with this new footage dropping, it's looking like 50 was trying to warn folks all along. Remember when Busta tried to clap back, saying it was just jokes? Everyone moved on. But now, people are side-eyeing that moment Busta said he was coming for 50's crew, like maybe he meant that on a whole different level.
Gays who were in Bad Boy, who got told that he likes women, so he would in fact have to be bisexual. I've heard Sean Combs is in fact bisexual.
And back to Toni Newman, she's not new to this. She's been out here pulling the curtain back on the entertainment world for years. As a former trans escort, author, and activist, she's exposed some of the industry's biggest secrets. And now she's saying, based on multiple sources, even ex-Bad Boy staff, Diddy's allegedly been messing with both women and men behind the scenes for decades. And some of hip-hop's most powerful men, they're allegedly still living those double lives. And when Toni Newman dropped that little line, do the math, she wasn't just being slick. If Diddy's deep in the mess and Busta's been riding with him for years, it doesn't take a genius to connect the dots. The puzzle pieces are stacking up fast. And let's rewind to when that disturbing footage of Diddy allegedly getting physical with Cassie blew up online. Guess who was one of the first to jump out and defend him? Busta Rhymes. Yep, Busta was out here telling folks not to rush to judge, trying to smooth things over like it wasn't that serious. But now, that so-called support is looking a lot more like cover-up behavior. The whole vibe's different in hindsight. But Toni Newman didn't stop with Diddy. She also claimed she had a one-night run-in with LL Cool J back in the NYC street days. According to her, LL knew exactly what it was. She was trans. He paid for the night, kept it chill, and dipped. No games, no confusion. But once she started talking, LL's team allegedly hit the panic button hard. Toni says they hit her management with cease and desist letters, threatening legal trouble if she didn't stop saying his name out loud. And here's where things start to spiral Tony says Diddy and Busta pulled the same stunt. She claims both of them tried to shut her down the minute she started speaking out. She said what she saw, what she experienced, and suddenly they were trying to silence her. This ain't just secret keeping anymore, this is deep industry burial. Let's not forget, when that hotel video of Cassie leaked, reports said Diddy allegedly dropped $50,000 to keep the hotel staff quiet. So if they're paying that much just to bury one video, imagine how much more has been hidden over the years. Tony even brought up a wild fact that flew under the radar. She said one of Biggie Smalls' close friends was openly gay, but nobody ever revealed his identity. Protected, erased, just like the rest of it. And you remember when Nicki Minaj once made that cryptic comment about undercover brothers in the game? Yeah, she wasn't talking about no drug secrets. She was calling out those in the industry hiding that they're into men. And now, it all hits way different. Let's circle back to these private parties. The whispers say Busta Rhymes wasn't just some guest. Nah, he was hosting. Regularly. Allegedly. And people close to the scene said Busta had a specific type he'd bring around. And it wasn't bottle girls or IG models. No glam squad. No typical groupie scene. It was young men. And here's where it gets really real. Big homie Double C, a man with deep ties to security crews in the industry, confirmed it straight up. He's seen it all. And he said, no hesitation, Busta used to make bizarre VIP requests. Not for drinks, not for dancers, but for young dudes to be brought straight to his section. That's what was going down behind the velvet ropes.
People don't keep in mind the effect of what their opinion can have. And I think it's really, really important that we reserve our opinions until we understand what the undisputed truth is, because an opinion can detrimentally affect someone.
And suddenly, all those rumors about Busta Rhymes allegedly sharing his fanboys with Diddy, yeah, they're starting to hit way different now. Word is, these weren't just random guests showing up for a good time. They were handpicked, polished up, and allegedly passed around like party favors at some twisted VIP experience. And that brings us to a name that's been getting the side eye for years now. Orlando Brown. Now hold up, we gotta slow this part down. Yeah, Orlando's known for saying some wild stuff. Some of it's been messy, chaotic, even straight up hard to follow. But let's be real, he's never been wrong about the vibe behind the scenes. And years ago, Orlando Brown dropped a bombshell. He claimed he slept with Busta Rhymes. There's even a clip where he casually drops that he made love to Busta, right after saying he ran into him at the airport. At the time, folks laughed it off, brushed it off as another one of Orlando's unpredictable moments. They said he was just spiraling, chasing clout. But now, with escorts coming forward, video leaks popping up, and big names getting exposed, suddenly, Orlando's words ain't sounding so crazy anymore. And here's the theory that's floating around now. People believe Orlando might have been one of the young men brought into those now infamous parties. Allegedly invited by Diddy, passed around the room, and handed off to others, including Busta. And based on what Orlando's hinted at over the years, it wasn't just a one-night hookup. He's alluded to being used, passed around like property, and pulled into some dark behind-the-scenes industry mess. If that's even partly true, the picture it paints is disturbing, like Next Level Twisted. And here's the kicker. Busta's always been loud about shutting down any convo that even touches on his bedroom life. Suspiciously loud. Let's go back to 2006. Busta was accused of using a homophobic slur toward a male fan in a bar. Then in 2007, during a radio interview, he stormed out just because the host brought up homophobia in hip-hop. Not a debate, not a heated discussion. He just dipped. That type of reaction had folks confused even back then. Like, why so pressed? People are starting to really look at those old Busta Rhymes moments with fresh eyes. Because when someone reacts that aggressively to a simple question, it stops looking like discomfort and starts feeling like straight-up defensiveness, especially now, with footage, testimony, and witness stories stacking higher than ever. And it doesn't stop there, because apparently, the tapes might already be out in the wild.
That's why I don't be going to them coffee parties. They can hug you from the front and the back at the same time. What you talking about? Look, if you're into that, I'm fine with it. To each his own. I'm just saying this ain't my motherfucking kind of party.
That's right. Rumors have been flying for a minute that clips from Diddy's now infamous freak-off parties have been floating around the dark web. Allegedly, these tapes show high-profile guests, recognizable faces, and moments so wild they'd shake the entire industry if made public. And guess who's rumored to have gotten his hands on them? 50 Cent. Word on the street says 50 may have secured some of these tapes quietly, and that he's not planning to leak them recklessly, but saving them for a much bigger move. Something calculated, something explosive. Don't forget, he's producing a full-scale documentary about Diddy, called Did He Do It? He's already sold the rights to Netflix, and insiders say it's set to premiere right after Diddy's trial wraps. The timing? Deadly. And now there's buzz about another clip making rounds, shot at one of Diddy's star-studded parties. And in this one, you can clearly see the faces of those in the room. Fans are already connecting dots and wondering how deep this rabbit hole goes. If those tapes are even partly connected to the evidence or end up featured in the doc, it would explain a lot, like why some folks have suddenly gone radio silent and why others are panicking behind the scenes. Let's talk about a recent viral video. Busta Rhymes, Diddy, and Coi Leray are all in one room. Looks chill on the surface. Just another fancy industry dinner. But Busta leans over, taps Diddy's shoulder, and says, "Go ahead, big bro." That tap, it set the internet on fire. The body language was off. Busta standing behind Coi, Diddy grinning a little too hard, and Coi, she looked visibly uncomfortable. Fans said it looked like Busta was handing her off, the same way insiders claim he used to hand over fanboys to Diddy in the club. And that's not the only clip raising eyebrows. Busta's strange interaction with Jeremy continues to resurface. In the video, Busta leans in close, acting playful, but Jeremy looks awkward, uneasy. At one point, Busta literally leans in and sniffs him. Jeremy forces a smile, tries to laugh it off, but you can see the tension. Some fans defend it, say it's just Busta being goofy, but in context, that moment feels way less innocent. Now here's the twist. Ever since Diddy's legal chaos hit the courts, guess who went completely ghost? Busta Rhymes. No posts, no interviews, no tweets, nothing. Total silence. And insiders say that's not by accident. Word is, Busta is terrified of getting subpoenaed. People close to him say he's ducking the spotlight hard, hoping his name doesn't pop up in court documents. Meanwhile, 50 Cent is out here treating this trial like it's primetime TV. He's still cracking jokes like it's a comedy special, mocking folks showing up in free puffy shirts, and reposting edits of Diddy on the stand like he's starring in Law & Order Hip-Hop Unit. And he's not done yet. He keeps teasing that documentary like he's just getting started. So, did he really do it? That's the million-dollar question. And all we can do now is wait. Wait to see how deep this rabbit hole actually goes. Wait to see who else gets dragged into the mess. And most importantly, wait to see how many more tapes are still out there, hiding in the shadows, just waiting to explode. But now it's your turn. What do you think? Is there way more to the relationship between Busta Rhymes and Diddy than they've ever admitted? Are there more videos locked away involving them both that haven't seen the light of day yet? And who's next on 50 Cent's hit list in his Diddy Do It doc? You already know he's not done exposing people. Drop your thoughts down in the comments. We want to hear it all. No filter. And while you're here, don't just scroll past. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and make sure you're locked in with Juicy Scoop TV. We're bringing you the rawest tea the industry doesn't want you to hear. And don't forget to check out the next video on your screen, because trust me, it only gets deeper from here. Like, share, and subscribe to Juicy Scoop TV now. This ride's just getting started.